I apologize. Didn't mean to end the stream there. Did not mean to do that. But so yeah, I can say welcome in. I got Harry and Ari here with me. 465439. We got Harry here.
Yes, sir.
Rambling about all NBA. Just about anything. I think the podcast is kind of a one topic type thing. So I think that this is good to do this. It can interact with you guys too. I can do some card things on here. So yeah, I actually do have a quick 2-package mail day. I will probably show this in the next mail day video I do. But I will show you guys the cards now here. As this one I did not properly get the tape off of it yet, so I will do that. But before I accidentally ended it, the stream, Ari was talking about the New Orleans Pelicans and their struggles. I do think they need that shooting guard. I do. I think that
Wait, Jan Brandon can play some shooting guard now.
I think he's better at the 3 and Zion at the 4.
He is better at the forward.
I think he's a better just traditional small forward, like 100% a traditional small forward.
He's a big boy.
Brandon Ingram, I'm surprised Conley was probably because they're the number 1 team in the West. Conley is in the All-Star game.
They probably considered. But Mike Conley's not even playing that good. No, he's played good.
I like what I've seen from him.
I mean, he's getting older, and so like from what he's shown, obviously is improved because he's getting older. And they had to also consider Devin Booker was in a 3-point contest. They needed somebody like Brandon Ingram can't really shoot the threes very well. So they had to consider that too. So Mike Conley can really shoot that 3 pretty well. So they probably considered that too.
Yeah, Mike Conley can definitely play some good basketball. So, I think that DeMar DeRozan should have been the replacement personally with the season he's had. But, yeah.
There's definitely Brandon Ingram, DeMar should have been in the conversation for the backup. But they had to consider the 3-point contest unless they could have gone and gotten somebody else that would have replaced Devin Booker and had somebody else play in the All-Star game.
Quick.
All the Celtics need is DeMar.
I'd love to see them get DeMar.
Move Tam to the 3, and then Brown to Kemba 1, and like Tice.
I think you would start Kemba, Brown, DeRozan, Tatum, and Tice.
Yeah.
I think that team could. I don't know. I don't see them going anywhere. The Celtics. But before we continue, I'll show this in the next mail day video I do. But the next video I do, I will show this. But I'll also just show it now. We have a Anthony Edwards Crusade rookie here. Mail day. This is really nice in a green prism. Anthony Edwards, that dunk over Utah Watanabe was pretty crazy. Sorry about the tape covering his face there. But the other card is a pretty big one. We have a Zach LaVine mosaic auto. Really, really nice card here. Silver auto or silver mosaic silver. I think that's what it's called. Zach LaVine, who is an all-star this year. Really, really nice. So you guys want to talk about the all-stars?
Yeah.
All right. How are we feeling about that?
I think overall, I mean, it's going to be a pretty tough game because, the starters for LeBron, I feel like, are just much powerful.
Team LeBron wins it by 4.
By 4. I think it'll be close. I think that LeBron does have the better starting 5, I will say.
Be the leading scorer next to KD.
LeBron, because KD's out.
What Team Durant has that's good is Bradley Beal, who can really score the ball. Out of pretty much anywhere, Joel Embiid can too. They got.
I think Joel Embiid's his best teammate.
Jason Tatum,
No, Kawhi. I would say Kawhi. I would say Kawhi is probably his best starter. and then Joel Embiid. I was curious if they would have him be like an assistant
and then
coach.
I was really, if I feel like Team LeBron had Zion, and then Domantas Sabonis went to Team Durant, then I think Team LeBron would pretty much win it because we could, this would be good. Steph lobbing to Zion constantly. I wanted to see that so badly.
What about how do we feel about the Jazz All-Stars, Mitchell and Gobert being picked last in the All-Star draft? It's just something to think about, I guess. At least they made it. Okay, I get what you're saying.
I mean, I don't get why Sabonis was picked over any of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't get why maybe Zion was picked over Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I think that I don't know.
I can see why Zion was, because Zion's an overall scorer. He can score pretty much anywhere from the basket.
Yeah.
He's just a dominant force in the paint. He can score that 3-point, as we've seen before.
Yo, he got better at freeze.
Yeah, Zion's a force. Zion is just a force.
Overall scorer everywhere.
Zion is a force. That I believe 24-point second half against the Celtics was incredible. Celtics blew that lead. I'm having trouble with the Celtics. What's going on with the Celtics? I'm having some trouble figuring this out. Is it coaching?
Now you know how the Warriors feel this year. I don't care what anyone says. I think the Warriors have the toughest schedule from the end of the first half going to the second half. We had to play Lakers. We had to play.
Yeah, but Lakers were without AD.
That doesn't matter. They still got LeBron. They still got Schroeder. They still got Harrell. They still have those forces that can score. So it doesn't matter if they have one guy. Like the Warriors were without Clay. If we had Clay, it would have been a different game.
Yeah,
and we would have won. Clay is obviously a different positions, but who's more valuable to the team? Clay or AD? You've seen it, how the Warriors have played without Clay. Obviously, they can't really do much. You've seen how the Lakers have done without AD. They can do stuff.
I think that they're both extremely valuable to their teams because they've both won championships on their teams. But here's the difference: Clay has been a number 3 in the Warriors have went back to back. Davis is a number 2 or number 1, and the Lakers win the championship too. So they're both key players. I think they're both championship players. I think Klay Thompson's a top 12 player. I think he's. Yeah, I think he's at maybe 13, 14, maybe like 13 or 14. But
no.
Without injury,
I think he should be like 9 or 10 or maybe 11.
I can't say that, but
without injuries, top 8.
Without Wiggins on the team?
No, without injuries.
Oh, injuries. That's it, Andrew. Wiggins' defense has been great this season. Offense is all right. His defense has been really solid, though.
Honestly, I think they need I feel like everyone around the league isn't putting respect towards Draymond's defense and especially Andrew's defense. Both of them lowered their field goal percentage rate. Say like a guy was shooting 48% from the field, they're now shooting 32% from range or anywhere on the field with Andrew and Draymond guarding him. So you have to consider that. He's such a great defender.
But I think if you say that, you got to say the same exact thing for Bam Adebayo, because Bam Adebayo's defense has been excellent this season.
And for Tatum.
I can't say the same about Tatum. I can definitely say that Bam Adebayo is an excellent defensive player and a really solid player.
Oh, boo.
And dude, I don't know. Bam Adebayo is really good.
Smug was
but he's not. Okay, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Bam, when guarded by Bam, like what's their field goal percentage rate?
How do you look?
You can easily look that.
Just search up. how much players make it in on when Bam's guarding them?
Because I saw a stat. I'm going to check. See if I can see that stat again that I did see before.
When you left them?
No, there was a stat I saw, but not.
So, Bam Adebayo, when guarding a guy anywhere from the field, their field goal percentage rate is,
20.
say the guy was shooting 44% from the field goal, they are now shooting
25.
No.
I'm just looking to find the graphic here, the stat of Bam Adebayo.
No, 48 to 33.
That's good.
That's good. But now I'm gonna look up Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins.
I'm trying to see the.
Kemba and Pritchard are the best defensive players ever.
I don't know about that one.
Not Pepe.
I don't know about that.
True.
I can't find the. I don't know the statistic, but it was pretty cool. It was Bam Adebayo. And against star players, their field goals weren't as good as they I guess normally are.
Draymond stats up here for defense. When it says normal guy for when Draymond's guarding them, they're shooting about 45%, and then when he's guarding them, they're shooting about 32.
DeMar DeRozan sent out a tweet.
7.
And saying gets to the point where you just gotta laugh at the, and I won't say the other word, but it's the thing is, he's BS, yeah. I don't know. I feel like he should have made it, but I feel like Conley deserves it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair.
I now have pulled up Andrew Wiggins stats for defense when he's guarding.
Okay, Wiggins.
So now the guy is 46 when he's playing them, and then they're shooting about. It says, let me find it. It says they're averaging 30.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's like they're not considering what Andrew Wiggins can do and what.
Wiggins is I think this is his best. Honestly, I think this is his best career season because of just that this defense is outweighing everything else he's doing almost.
Watch my YouTube video.
You are?
Yeah, it just came out.
That's awesome. Definitely make sure to go subscribe to Harry, guys. I will link his channel. Yeah, I mean.
Check out my new podcast that I put up today. It's Warriors for Life podcast.
I will definitely link that. Definitely put a link to that. You guys can check that out. But yeah, that's. I'll just put that.
What should we talk about? Who are predictions for MVP this year?
I got to go into Joel Embiid.
I got
Peyton Pritchard. So Joel Embiid, Peyton Pritchard.
I'm taking Steph Curry or Joel.
Yeah, I'm taking Steph, Joel, or Pepe.
I'm taking Steph, Joel, or Jokic.
I'm taking Steph, Joel, or Jokic as well.
Those are my top three guys. I don't know who.
Guys that should be Steph, Joel, and Jokic for sure.
I'm thinking top 4: Curry, Jokic, Embiid, and Pritchard.
No. Peyton Pritchard won't even be in the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yeah, he will.
No, he won't.
Okay, we got some controversy. I'm interested to hear this.
Okay, let's see Rookie of the Year conversation. It will be James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Emmanuel Quickly. There we go.
I'm surprised quickly didn't even make the Rising Stars game. I can't believe I didn't realize that right away. But I feel like he should have made it. Honestly, I do think that he should have made it. It's just that I don't know.
Josh, you should check out my YouTube video.
I will check that out.
Who you guys think should win Coach of the Year and Depoy as well as Most Improved?
Brad Stevens.
No.
I think Coach of the Year's got to go to Quinn Snyder or Monty Williams.
I think no. Quinn Snyder, Monty Williams, or
Steve Kerr.
I mean, he shouldn't be in the top 3, but maybe like top 7 because he's got a tough roster to deal with and all the rotations to deal with, and he's really handling it. He's really handling it well, and he's really putting the guys where they need to be at times to make us successful.
Like Stefan.
I wouldn't say top 3. I wouldn't say maybe top 5. Definitely could be, but I don't know.
It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting topic. I think that another good coach, not to be in the conversation, but just a good coach is James Borrego, the Charlotte Hornets. I really like the way he coaches his players. I think he's a pretty solid coach there down there in Charlotte.
For me, he's like 4 or 5 for me.
If I had to rank,
let's see. Who is the? Forget. Who's the? Where is?
Another coach who I think might actually just win the award is Doc Rivers, just because the team's record. They're playing at a great level. The Sixers, their road record hasn't been great, but it wasn't last year either. So they're just not a great road team. But I don't think.
I was gonna say some guy, but then I'm remembering. Oh yeah, like that's like a team that's like Tom Thibodeau that.
Thibodeau, I think, should be in the conversation too.
Yeah, I think the guys that definitely should be are Monty Williams, Quinn Snyder, Tom Thibodeau, Doc Rivers, the guy from Charlotte Hornets, and then Steve Kerr.
James Borrego.
Yeah.
I agree with those. I think that I would probably have Kerr and Borrego towards the end of that list.
No, yeah, I do. I say Quinn Snyder, Monty Williams, Doc Rivers, Tom Thibodeau, Steve Kerr.
I do.
Borrego.
I would probably say Quinn Snyder. Then I'd probably have Doc Rivers, then Monty Williams, Tom Thibodeau, Steve Kerr, and James Borrego, or James Borrego, Steve Kerr. I mean,
I have Steve Kerr over James Borrego just because Steve Kerr's had to do a lot more than what he has James Borrego.
On the block of the Curry slide.
Tyronn Lue hasn't been horrible. He hasn't been, I'm not saying obviously not horrible, but he obviously hasn't been horrible. But I think he's a good coach. You don't think he should be in the conversation? I
really don't think he should be.
You guys want to know a player who I think is going to who I thought was on pace to win Most Improved Player and to make the All-Star game, but then his injury happened and his team has been horrible since. You guys know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Who do you think I'm talking about? Christian Wood, yep.
Christian Wood, not MVP, Most Improved Player.
I want to see him. I think he could have got there. I want to.
If he stayed healthy and his injury, unfortunately, happened, but if he didn't, he'd be in the conversation, no question. I think the conversation should be between
Randall, yep. Grant, Randall. I would have to say Terry Rozier's in there. RJ Barrett.
Definitely, yeah, Terry Rozier. I'd still put Christian Wood in there as well as RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I can agree with
RJ
those.
Barrett is really performing well. Like, I'm gonna look up RJ Barrett's stats right now last season, and then.
I mean, I think that
stats for him because I really have to. Last year he averaged 15.2. This year averaging 16.5. That's definitely a big jump.
I think that I think that I honestly think that what Keldon Johnson. I don't know about most improved, but I just think he's in a better spot. I think what Popovich is doing with him is good.
I feel like he's definitely maybe like.
I think Keldon Johnson's a good player.
Josh, what did you send me?
I think Keldon Johnson's a good player. I sent you a 2K21 locker code. Oh yeah, that's your video. Who Vucevic? I think Vucevic. Honestly, well, here's the thing. I think Trae Young and Sabonis should have both been all-stars to start. But then there's also Vucevic, who I think should have made it. So I would have kept him. Maybe take out Ben Simmons, but this team's the number one team in the Eastern Conference, so they're gonna have Ben Simmons in there. So we'll keep that. So we'll keep Simmons in there, but then it's like, where does Trae Young fit in? Sabonis fits in for the injured Kevin Durant, but then I don't know. I think Trae Young maybe just should have made it in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So Keldon Johnson's stats last year were 12.2, and he's now averaging 14.1.
That's not that much, though. That's not that much going on.
Keldon Johnson, I think, is an underrated player.
Okay, this is a big conversation I have as we're talking about underrated. Who do you think is the most underrated player in the whole entire NBA?
That's tough. Of them in the whole NBA.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a second to actually think about this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think this one through here. Most underrated.
It really is.
That is definitely tough.
Eric, you got your guy?
Who?
Most underrated player in the NBA.
Tyrese Haliburton.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Well, that is obviously not it, but okay.
What do you mean?
He loves Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese is the GOAT.
I'm trying to think right
We
now.
obviously have a little biasness going around.
No biasness. That's not biased.
Okay, if you're not biased, then I would say Steph Curry because I'm not biased. Like that's biased because like obviously he's not underrated. Like Steph Curry is a little underrated, but not the most underrated. He's not.
I don't think Steph's underrated. I don't think Curry. I think Curry's rated fine.
I think
I don't know because like some years he is, this year he isn't. Because they're saying like, oh, he's LeBron's ahead of him in MVP ranking, as well as Jokic and Luka and Dame, which I don't see. I see maybe Jokic, but I really don't. I see Joel and Steph in the top two, and then I'd say Jokic.
I might have my player.
I think I do too.
Mine is Malcolm Brogdon.
Okay. I said my two, because I have two, are Malcolm Brogdon, which is he's a very, very solid player. And obviously I'm gonna say my guy, Keith Boy, in 2016. Do you know who it is?
I do.
Who is it?
Draymond Green.
Yes, sir. Only because listen to this stuff.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I won't boo you. I'm just doing what he's doing. You can continue.
You guys know he's underrated. He gets all this crap saying he needs to shut his mouth.
I mean,
And they're saying he's a punk.
he is a punk.
He cares about the game of basketball. He doesn't like to lose. He's a competitive human, and if he doesn't think he got the right call and he thinks he's getting like the game is getting rigged and it's being favored towards the other guy, then he's gonna say something. He's gonna say something because he doesn't like it. He doesn't like not being fair, and his defense doesn't get enough credit. His passing ability doesn't get enough credit. He's out here averaging like 13, 14 assists a game, and they're not talking about it. Like, talk more about Draymond.
I'm gonna check his stats right now.
Are you talking to Adam Silver?
I'm gonna get his stats.
Yeah, I will too.
Draymond Green's averaging 5.7 points per game, 8.6 assists, 6.1 rebounds, 39% from the field. Okay, 24 from three. That's not that good at all. And 71 from the line. I feel like I feel like his stats won't show his impact on the court.
But they said it in a game once when one of the reporters had the stats next to him and said Draymond's over here averaging 11.4 assists per game. Some games he's averaging 13, 14 assists per game. He's averaging like 8 to 9 rebounds per game. His defense he's locking people up. His shooting obviously isn't there because he's like a power forward, small forward, center kind of guy. And usually when you're like a power forward center, they're not going to score a ton. And he doesn't really care if he doesn't score. He really doesn't care about that. He just wants to get teammates involved and help out the team by passing.
Oubre, 15.5 points per game, 47 from the field, and 32 from three. So the 3-point percentage must have gone up. 5.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists. Kelly Oubre is have some pretty nice stats.
Yeah.
Over there in Golden State.
He wasn't living up to my expectations. Definitely overrated. But now he's like really proved himself that he should be like in the starting lineup and should really be where he is because he's really hitting the ball now when you need him to. He's really performing well.
Well, I think we could talk about a Porzingis to Golden State trade if it were to happen, and what the Mavericks' return would be. I don't know if it would be Wiggins or I don't know if they want Wiggins or Oubre. If they already have they already have Josh Richardson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
I heard the Mavericks would want Andrew Wiggins, and we'd give them like a few picks, and then we'd get Kristaps, which I was thinking about, and I was like, as long as we still get that Timberwolves pick, I'm doing that deal.
That Timberwolves pick is going to be valuable, I think.
Yeah, I don't see them getting the number one pick again. I really don't.
I don't.
I think that Timberwolves pick is going to actually be really valuable.
What is that deal? So if the Timberwolves get one, obviously they keep it. What about if they get 2 or 3 or 4? Two, I mean.
I'm going to just check that.
I think it would still go to the Warriors. I think as long as they don't have the 1.
I thought it was top 5 protected.
15 minutes left until it uploads.
Is it top 5 protected?
Should I watch my YouTube video?
Sure.
On the PS4.
What is his top 5 protected? Is it top 5 protected?
I don't get what it is. Like if they get the 2, then what happens?
I think the Warriors won that trade for Russell.
Yeah, they 100% did.
Well,
Like if the Wolves get 1, I know they keep it. But if they don't, if they somehow get 2 or 3, then I thought it might go to the Warriors, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, top 3. So I believe that if the Timberwolves don't get a top 3, do not get a top 3 draft choice, then I think that it goes to Golden State.
No, I know that it will. Well, what if they get 2 or 3? Does Timberwolves keep it?
I believe Minnesota keeps it.
Oh, so now it's basically...
And the Timberwolves have a chance, I guess you could say, to be in that top 3 range.
Yeah, I really think they're getting top 3. I really do.
Because I feel like that, I don't know.
No matter what, if the Warriors don't get it, we're going to have like a 10th overall, 11th overall pick.
Josh, what D do you play in 2K?
I don't know what I play, honestly. A team that I think is 2 teams who have exceeded expectations are the Thunder. I did not think they would have this many wins, but that team has grit and they play hard, I believe, every night. And the San Antonio Spurs, I think the Spurs can get talked about more. I think that they are playing really well. I did not expect them to play this well. DeRozan's on a tear. I think Utah deserves a lot of respect for the way they're playing. I think that they have the best ball. Who?
Golden State, because of how they're playing. Like they're playing without a guy, Clay. They're playing without Marquise Chris, who's a pretty good center for the Warriors, and they're still hanging in games. Like even if it's like a blowout, they're coming back versus a lot of teams. Clippers, Lakers, Heat. They've come back all those games and won. And they're playing with pretty much they can play with any team you want, and they'll hang around.
I mean, I think also that the Jazz have the best ball movement in the entire NBA.
Dark matter coaches are coming to 2K21. Yo, Greg Popovich. I want Greg Popovich as my coach. Ball is like 99. Best channel ever.
I appreciate that, man.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. In this one,
the Hornets. I don't know where. I think the Hornets and the Knicks might make the playoffs.
Hornets and
I think the Knicks might. I don't know about the Hornets. It's possible. Let's see. I'm gonna look up the standings right now.
it's Kenny.
Okay,
That's what I think. Shout out to Kenny.
I think for sure will. I think Knicks for sure will. Hornets, I think definitely could. It depends how their season goes in the second half. I don't see making the playoffs are the Raptors, the Bulls, Pacers, Hawks, Wizards, Cavs, Magic.
I'll tell you guys my two future podcast ideas that I'm thinking about doing are probably going to be, one is the playoff predictions of the teams who will make the playoffs. Then once the playoffs are set, I'll give my playoff predictions on what I think will happen there.
The teams that I don't think are going to make it in the West are the Mavericks, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Thunder, Kings, Rockets, and Wolves. I think the Warriors.
I think the Wolves will be cool if Christian Wood comes back. What is up, Mahir? And what is up, Ben? And what is up, Luke? Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate that. Here I can talk about your Bulls. I am so impressed by Kobe White, the way he's playing this season. I think that it's I don't know. I love watching Kobe White play basketball.
I think he's a very solid basketball player. He's definitely played very well this season. The Bulls have definitely surprised me. I expected much more from them. I don't really see them doing anything. I don't see them winning a title in the next 5 years.
I don't know how to feel about Patrick Williams. Levine, I think, is just a star player.
I don't think he's doing. I don't really think he's going to be a guy they should really hang around with.
I think Levine is just an absolute monster on the offensive end. I think if he works at his defense really good, then he could be a really dangerous threat. I think he is a very dangerous threat on the offensive end, like 28 points per game, I believe, this season. It is exciting, Mahir. I will agree with you there. I think it is exciting to see them. They're close at the playoff in the playoff race.
I agree. They're on the playoff edge because of the East, though. Because the East has the talent, teams like the 76ers, Nets, and Bucks, Knicks, Heat can be, Celtics, and sometimes. But the Bulls, they are, but the record doesn't really show it just because of the teams. They're only if we're talking about some West teams in there, then they'd be farther down. But that's really the only reason why they're in the playoffs.
Oh, and Mahir, sorry about that comment. I did not see that comment. Thank you very much about that, Levine. I appreciate it. It's interesting. The Bulls. I'd like to see them get into the playoffs. I remember they went up 0-2 on the Celtics in the playoffs. That gives me nostalgia. That Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Al Horford, Jay Crowder team, Gerald Green, young rookie Jaylen Brown. I remember the Bulls with Rondo, Wade, Butler. They lost all those guys in the offseason. Felicio was playing pretty good. Robin Lopez was eating Al Horford alive in the first 2 games. That was definitely cool to see the Celtics come back. But I thought the Bulls they gave us a scare. I thought they were actually going to win that series. After they went down 0-2, I'm like, the Bulls gonna sweep. Yeah, Ben, I really do. Felicio, yeah, I'd say they should get rid of Felicio and his
He's a waste of a contract.
Felicio, yeah, his $7 million. I believe that's what he's making us up per year. Yes, Ben, I loved that team so much. Isaiah Thomas, Bradley, Crowder, Jaylen Brown, Horford in his first season. I was actually hoping they never made the Kyrie Irving trade. They could have drafted like a Colin Sexton, kept Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah's hip was bad, so they could have always got rid of him. Maybe would have left in the offseason. I wish they didn't make that trade for Kyrie. I really don't. The little guy. And you said, I really want Drummond for Otto Porter Jr. That would be cool. Wendell Carter off the bench is a 6-man. The only thing I'm not sure how what the Bulls would do with Billy Donovan.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can manage playing Drummond, Wendell Carter, and Daniel Gafford together. Because Felicio is that fourth center that's just really not getting minutes if they make that trade.
How do you feel about Billy Donovan? How do you feel about Billy Donovan?
I love Billy Donovan. I think he's turned this team really good. I mean, compared to Jim Boylan, it's on a whole nother level. Harry, how you feel about the Bulls, Harry?
Oh, they're balling.
They're balling. They're balling. Zach LaVine's balling. Kobe White.
Yeah, Kobe White's playing good.
Yeah, no worries, Mahir. Thanks for coming on too. Well, no, I think we had him, Ben, in the trade. We actually had Tatum before we made that Kyrie trade.
I still think you would have had him.
Yeah, because we drafted him and then made that trade 2 months later. In August of 2017. That trade went through. I remember they were like, Kyrie's preferred destinations are the Timberwolves, the after they just got Jeff Teague, the Timberwolves was supposed to be a pretty good signing. The Heat, the Spurs, and the Knicks, and then I'm hearing like Celtics rumors, and boom, he goes to the Celtics. Like that was fun.
Josh.
That was fun.
Josh.
What's up, Ben?
Hey.
What is up?
Nothing. Harry seems to have left.
But you are here. So
So I'm his replacement.
Yeah, tell me about that Celtics team. The nostalgia it gives us.
What, the 2015?
2017.
Same thing. But wait, 2017 was it when we had Kyrie or
Like Isaiah Thomas, like when they played the Bulls in the playoffs, and then the Wizards and went to 7 games.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was such a fun series, that Washington series. I think I talked about that a little bit.
The reason I loved it was because the refs were so laid back. Because I was watching a couple of clips of the 2015, 2017, and the refs, there was so many fouls, but they just were so lenient and they just let it go off.
It was a very physical series. Kelly Oubre, who I would never like. I mean, what he did to Kelly Olynyk, I think, was completely uncalled for.
I love that the physical contact and
Yeah, it was like the definition almost of bad blood, that series.
Yeah.
I really I'm proud of the Warriors though because we've had some crazy games where buzzer beaters, some bad calls that we won. With the versus the Trailblazers, that was a blocking foul, and versus the Hornets, I really thought it was a jump ball, and those two technical free throws would have never happened, and they would have never tied the game in sense. So I really don't see any of that, and that it was a blocking foul in the versus the Trailblazers because he was still moving his feet, like his feet were never set. Like firm set, and then we've had some games where it's just come back and we win versus Lakers, Clippers, and Heat. Really shown that we can play pretty much any team and is capable of beating any team.
I mean,
but now the Warriors are in a rebuild kind of.
Yeah,
situation.
we're going to be in the rebuild until Clay comes back.
Clay, I think that they're going to be a fun team next year with Clay. I think Clay's the type of player that won't miss a beat.
When Clay comes
and he'll
back,
be
the
good.
whole thing's going to change because
when Clay comes back, the Warriors are going to be back to top 5 team in the NBA.
See, I don't know about.
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
I'm gonna say I don't know about that. I don't know if they're gonna
Clay
be.
comes back like KD comes back, you will see that Klay Thompson's going to be back to his original self if he does, and if he doesn't, and it takes time, then we won't.
But he won't be
like his normal self. Then we will be.
He won't. But Klay Thompson's, if he comes back fully healthy, he's not gonna play like Kevin Durant level. But if he comes back and plays like the level he was playing at before, like Kevin Durant, then I think that's which I think will happen. Then I think that Golden State's a top 10 team.
Even with Clay, there's still going to be some struggle.
Yeah, I can see that too. I don't see them being a better team than the Bucks, Lakers.
Just having another really good shooter won't help much.
We won't be better than the Lakers. We won't be better than the Jazz, Sixers.
No, I think you'll be better than the Jazz. I don't think you'll be better than the Nets.
If the Jazz are playing like this year, then obviously we won't be.
I don't think you'll be better than the Lakers, Clippers, Sixers, Bucks, and Nets.
Yeah, I mean,
I do not see them.
Obviously those teams, but we'll definitely be top 10 team. We'll definitely, most likely, got a chance to be top 5 in the West.
In the West, oh yeah, absolutely top 5 in
the West. We'll be like top 4, maybe.
This depends if they stay healthy, of course, too. Like, you don't want to see any players get hurt.
Yeah.
I hate injuries.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. The whole injuries thing. You can think, oh, a team's gonna be so good this year, and then boom, an injury happens and it changes. Like the Gordon Hayward injury. Even though the Celtics exceeded expectations, I'd say after that injury in 2017 to 2018, it's just how quickly a season can change. I literally think that's what Kevin Harlan said. That's how quickly a season can change. You think everything's gonna go great, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. But I think that's gonna wrap this stream up here. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely do another one of these types of streams. I can do some card trades on here too. I can do some card trade streams just like this, just any type of stream. I think is really fun. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.